Welcome everybody to 48 Talk episode number 68. I am your host, Rage Buddy, as always. Joining me this time is DXTakamina on the right, Derek on the bottom left with his beautiful DVD, and that Canadian guy on the bottom right. What's up, everybody?
Jojo!
Timmy, man, what's up?
Nothing actually. Nothing's up.
It's been a quiet week, actually, yeah.
It's very a quiet week. Well, of course, we did have some Keyakizaki stuff coming out, but I'm gonna save that for next week because of the CD that's coming out. So that's looking forward to that one. Yeah, it's been a slow week, I would say. I think we had one graduation announcement from SKE.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, Risako.
Yeah, it's sad again because announcing graduation is always not fun. But then, it's still time to think about the future. I think we talked about last week, future stuff, planning ahead. Yeah, for the rest, even the members, I would say the stages. I watched a couple of Team 4 stages. Takashi Judy had her birthday special, and it was also fun to see. There were a lot of showrooms. Even the members had like a few days off. I think they're practicing because next week, of course, is the Watanabe Mayu graduation concert. Is going to be streamed live as well, so if you have a chance to watch that.
Calm before the emotional storm. Although I will say this, just for anyone who, like, we had been asked or something about doing like a live with that. I don't know if I'm going to, but if we do it, I'll let people know in the comments. But I know, Robin, you said you're going to watch it, yeah?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm have the day off or on something. It's very busy at work currently. So yeah, stuff happening. Probably a release or something, huh?
Yeah.
The delayed ones we're gonna watch for sure.
Yeah, I mean delayed for sure. Yeah, delayed.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna review it. That's definitely the
only
plan.
thing is you're probably not going to be able to watch it live, pretty much. But.
Yeah, for a lot of
delayed.
people. I think the only thing that's on my mind right now is and a lot of else is AK Bingo this week.
Oh yeah.
Who wants to go first about that? It's a pretty special episode.
Well, just to kind of clue in, it was sort of like let's clear up the air episode, and the main girls they had was Gotomoe and Hinata. Yeah.
Shimoguchi Hinata.
Hinata. I can never get her name right. Hinata and Moe been having kind of a quarrel for a long time.
3 years.
3 years, all over a picture that Moe posted of Hinata, looking very casual. And to be honest, I didn't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, same.
It was actually kind of nice to see her normal,
Exactly.
But
but when you're at that age, the idea was you want to be a classy idol, and that image got destroyed, and it's like someone posted something without your permission. It's annoying, and it's a feeling of trust, and that trust was broken.
I would say annoying, but not friendship destroying. But then again, I'm not a 14, 15-year-old girl in AKB.
At that moment, yeah.
Might be a whole different thing. And then on top of that, from there, it kind of escalated into, I'd say, a very traditional Japanese conflict, as in no conflict, but keeping it all inside conflict, and sort of very passive-aggressive, and just not being together, and just going like this instead of going like this. So that all came out on AK Bingo, and then culminated in them throwing water on each other and
Before getting ahead, so did they show like the history, like It was like she tried to lighten up the mood because she had a joke or something she had a feeling, but the feelings came up and she cried in the show and was very tearful, and then AK Bingo let make an episode out of it. And for Gotomoe is like when she showed up, I was like, is that Gotomoe? I haven't seen her in like forever.
Ages, yeah.
And then I remember with her, she had the twin tails, and now she had her hair loose, and she grown up a little more, so it was very different to see. But yeah, to be on the episode like that, it's nice you're on the episode again, but for that reason, portraying as the bad guy or the bad girl, that must have sucked for her as well. And she tried to give a mad look and then show up together, but eventually she's like, no, this just hurts me as well, and I'm tearing up because I don't like being back on AK Bingo because of this reason. And they threw it out in the air. and they asked certain members, "What do you think of this?" And from 16 Gen, and I forgot her name already because we just
Taguchi
started.
Manaka.
Taguchi Manaka.
She was asked, "What do you think about this?" She's like, "What is this little kid quarrel?" And that's coming from a 13-year-old, so that was
Yeah.
that was pretty badass to hear her say that. But it's a little quarrel, and the thing is, they were best friends, and because of such a like mediocre thing, they're just now members to each other. You know, they were still respect because they're AKB members, but nowhere close to the friendship in there, and it's very nice actually for Make Bingo to try and fix that. And yeah, you can continue then, Derek. So their idea was say what's on your heart, and then throw a bucket of water in that
Each other's
person's face.
faces?
Yeah.
See, like I go back to like what was it, AK Bingo's Vegas, the Vegas stuff where they had the girls come out, they take the mic and they say something and it's like, all right, and they like do that, and that usually was my favorite thing because at the end they were all laughing and smiling. It was fun. It was you could tell sometimes it got a little tense, but overall they were all good friends and it was like all in good fun, you know, especially anytime Sayaka, you know, Akimoto was on, you know, they would just that poor girl. But she took it in great stride. Everybody was fun. This just felt mean to me. This didn't feel like entertainment. When they showed the in-between scenes and Moe just breaking down, like my heart got crushed. And I was thinking, it's nice though, in a way, because the end result is they seem like they're friends again. It seems like maybe I could have pictured them both saying to each other, hey, let's go out to dinner afterwards. Maybe we can just kind of work this out. Maybe. But also, you're shaking your head, Robin, and I agree with you. I just felt overall it was taking somebody's pain and putting it on display for us to enjoy. That can work in some ways when the person whose pain is being put on display is okay with it. Moe wasn't okay with this. Yes, she came on, but again, she came on, I think, out of desperation to be on AK Bingo. Just like Hinata, like this whole thing, she brought it up to be. She even said it. Like, I don't even want to say this, but it's like it would make a good story.
Yeah, but also if she said no, what would management think?
And what would management think? There's pressure. So I
get paid by appearance. That's also another thing.
It's manipulation, and I don't like that. And it doesn't feel like the AK Bingo I loved for all these years, where anytime you tune AK Bingo, it was some stupid, silly game they were going to play. And the insults that came out of that game were fun because they were like little jabs, but it was nothing serious. When you take a whole episode and you rake this girl through the mud, it's just, I don't know. It didn't feel right to me. And I think I'm not cool with it.
You are wrong, sir. You are very wrong. Past AK Bingo episodes, there were several episodes that were very serious. Do you remember the episode where they read certain letters about members and the story about someone's grandfather? Oh, Yeo, no, that's laughing. No, that's bad, Yeo. That was the grandfather.
I'm thinking about a different grandfather, though.
No. This grandfather was like very close to I'm gonna say, was it Takajo Aki that was the grandfather, or?
Oh no, I'm thinking about the recent grandfather.
No, it's very old. It's Oh man, give me. Okay. Well, basically, this member had like this whole letter about like in AKB48 and struggling, but the grandfather was the whole reason she was still in the group, and then this grandfather passed away. I think it was Kuramochi Asuka. I think it was Asuka.
Mochi.
Mochi?
Grandfather. Just keep.
No, Mochi would. It could have been Mochi. No, okay, but while you're looking, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying AKB in the past didn't have serious episodes. They did. Do you remember the episode where they had like normal girls on and they were just talking about like weight issues and looks and stuff, and it felt very uncomfortable because it was like you had these totally normal looking girls kind of like almost envious of the AKB girls during that episode, and the AKB girls were like, well, I can't help it, I'm pretty, you know, but they didn't say that, but it kind of, that's the vibe I got from it. And it was like overall, like that wasn't a good episode. They definitely had their problem episodes, but I'm saying the majority of AK Bingo's canon was fun. It was like, you know, even if you take whatchamacallit, the Truth Game. Why am I totally forgetting? Shogi.
Yeah.
A lot. There was sometimes they said some stuff about each other that was so personal, but every single time you laughed, and even the girls were laughing, and it wasn't like they left that thinking, you know, because it was done in the context of a game. This was straight up, get her out here, let's have them fight, let's watch while they fight. Yay, we're gonna watch them tear each other emotionally apart. That's not cool.
Well,
that's not...
the members were supportive. They didn't go like laugh. Well, they laughed a little bit just to lighten the mood, but they were still enthralled, you know, in the situation. By the way, I found it up, AK Bingo episode 81. It's with the storytellers Oshima Yuko, Kuromochi Asuka, and Shinoda Mariko. And yeah, Kuromochi Asuka was with the grandfather.
Was Mochi?
It was Mochi, yeah. So she was struggling so much in AKB, and her grandfather's dying words were like, "Stay in AKB." It's like you're having fun there. And
I know that's totally different. That's not the kind of pain I'm talking about, because that's if you like, we have other girls in AKB that like the one girl who lost her dad. You know, that was sad as hell. Mogi, Mogi, well, no, not Mogi. The other one that they had on the latest AKB documentary.
Okay.
Her dad, you know, that's different because you know, I think in getting that out, it can be very therapeutic. You can argue that what happened between Moe and Hinata was also therapeutic, but I don't know. It just didn't feel right. It felt mean to me. It felt very mean. And then they continued with the other girls after that, and that was actually a little more lighthearted. It was a little more fun to watch.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, but I'd say overall, I just kind of have to file a complaint here. I don't think AK Bingo should be going that direction. I just get back to the fun and games.
Maybe it was a test run, you know, to see to lighten the mood, and because it was not a long ago situation, and they quickly made this episode to resolve this, like a storyline completely like that. No, to get back to the episode 81. Oshima Yuko told her story about her throat operation she had, and then the members calling her, and that feeling, you know, just feel good on that situation. But I get it. You hear the stories rarely that the members fight. Like I think one time Okaranana told that she and Mako came to blows in the hotel room.
Blows, yeah.
Hair pulling and stuff like that. But now they're laughing, so that happens. And Paruru and Yokoyama Yui, while Shimada Haruka was trying to sleep on the couch. And so the story is Shimada Haruka was just in the theater sleeping on a couch, like backstage, and suddenly barging in came Paruru, and because she had it, and Yokoyama followed her. It's like, don't you walk away from me, and she's like fighting and like this. And Shimada Haruka is like, still here.
What the heck?
That's kind of funny. I sound like a hypocrite now, but that's funny.
No, but it happens, and again, the way they put it, the way they made a little bit too much fun of it. I know that's Japanese style as well, to make fun of it, but it is, you know, you want to see the real side. This is also the reality that these are still.
I know.
It should have been a different show, I would say.
Yeah, like it's not on AK Bingo, man. Like I want to watch the girls, you know, try to avoid swallowing cockroaches. You know,
I did love they after that they hugged, they cried.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
But then the 16 gens and again was like, they're faking it. It's like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, can we just stop for a second and say how awesome that girl is? Can we just say right now, like, more of her, please, all the way? She just says whatever's on her mind. She's like, I don't care. What are you gonna do to me? I bet you her parents are just at home watching, like, yeah, that's our daughter. She just tells us. Yep, exactly. Like face palming it. Yep. I love her. She's like my instant new wow. Like you're just he's more.
All right. Yeah. So that emotional stuff happened. Then we need to lighten the mood. There was more heated discussions on the show, and they weren't resolved. So between the draft members from the second draft, Hiwatase Yui and what was the other one? That's dang it.
Yui. Oh, who was it?
Crap. What was it again?
I don't remember that.
Anyway,
I just literally just watched that. I'm like, oh my god! I just literally just looked at it, and I'm like, oh crap! I forgot about it.
it's weird that you don't remember those names. Second draft.
Satopi and Hiwatan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Satopi.
right, yeah.
Yeah, Hiwatashi Yui and
Kubo Satane.
Yeah, and then they were called out by Chiba Eri and
Chiba.
And what's the other one?
Ayu.
Yamada Ayu, okay.
Yamabe.
Yamade.
Be. Be.
De.
De.
B is in
Yamabe.
butter. B is in butter.
Okay.
Yamabe.
Yamabe.
Anyway, yeah, so they were called out because Chiba had the feelings like, oh, they're trying so hard and they're on AK Bingo every time.
I can do better.
They're not funny. And I'm like, it's gonna be good because I watch a lot of Team
Yeah.
4 theater
Yeah.
and I know she's funny. So they followed the challenge and they brought out the Momboke table and she got him. It's like the one that slayed me is she put it like a few ones. She's like she put it on her head and it was the lion. She just went
Yeah.
lion's like
Lion.
just perfect. Go ahead, Diego.
I'm saying like the judges was so weird. Like
Sato
they put
Kid is just
Yeah.
Sato, Kiara, Tori,
Oh,
and
man.
like somehow Okabe rin. I'm like, why is
Right?
Okabe rin
Yeah.
part of this? Like she doesn't even laugh at all. I'm like, what the heck?
Maybe that's why, because they knew she wouldn't laugh.
you had
you know?
easy, medium, and hard.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and I loved it when she did the Izdarina
Oh yeah.
impression.
Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, speaking of judges, because we're still in the judges.
Yeah.
You know when Kiara just was just gonna start drinking
Yeah.
the milk, just she spilled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
And then Muramoto's like, why are you laughing? It's like, stop laughing at me.
Like,
Yeah.
I think he really liked her. It's
Yeah,
endearing. It's very cute.
it's cutesy stuff. I'm seeing
Sure.
Muramoto getting more and more involved with AKB.
And as a quick aside, I love that Miromoto. This is one thing they are getting right. He's really singling out members that never would get singled out, and he's building
Yeah.
their character. Gotta love that. I do love that about him.
Hmm.
He's really good at that too. Really good.
Did you just a little side track?
Yeah.
A couple, I think 2 weeks ago maybe now, is he was on a show with Katore, like trying to impress Katore. Oh no, we're good friends actually. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
we were talking about
I
that.
just like
Yeah.
him like a friend. It's like pretty
Yeah.
funny. He's so much involved now with the group. And
is good.
we did see in the comments though that someone said about well that they don't like, a lot of them don't like women rush hour compared to bad boys. I think there's a different era, era, past era and now new era, and they're fine. I would say women rush hour. They're doing again. They're learning while they go, and they're very entertaining. There's not like think, oh no, not them again. It's like, oh, I'm interesting to see what their style is.
Yeah, Miyamoto he's a comedic genius. He's got a knack for it. And so I don't have any problem with him because he's so sharp. But the problem is I don't think they have the same air of fun, and he's getting closer. But like the bad boys, any given moment, they'd be whacking the girls or I think he's getting there, which is fine. I mean, they're still new. But yeah, I agree with you overall. They're not bad. What's up, Yayo?
Like when you said Muramoto is a comedic genius, he's actually is, because like he actually won like the whole Woman Paradise actually won an M1 Grand Prix, like
Really?
the biggest.
Oh, that's right.
Like-
That's right.
like
they
that-
did.
The comedy, like the highest trophy of a comedy thing.
Oh,
Right.
no,
The
yeah.
M1 every year they do it, and like he actually won. Like they both
That's
won
awesome.
one. I'm like, that's why too. So
No, that he is still, his career is still going up actually, because he hasn't achieved all the things in comedic business. He's not well known like his other senpais, but
Yeah.
he's getting there, and I think being on AK Bingo helps a lot, so it's good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the whole Moboke battle, the only things that really laughed at me were Chiba Eddie is like just grab a doll and she's like, oh Chiri, or something like that,
Yeah.
pressing the heart. She has this comedic style and it works. I
She's
didn't
good.
I didn't like when they did the crab thing, because that's like now the one shot gag guy that's
Oh, yeah.
famous. So it's one shot gags. They coming and they go. It's like nobody does justice anymore, and everybody forgot about Pikataro, and so it's like going away every time.
Yeah, but Chiba, she was first of all, like we were saying before the show started, she's tall. I didn't realize how tall
Yeah.
she was compared to other girls, and when she does the crab thing, it fit her as her body like perfectly. She looked
Yeah.
all lanky and Connie like.
The only thing that still is freaking me out is Chiba Eri's teeth. They're like
yeah.
they're a shark. They are so sharp. All of them are. It's like not even just her fangs. It's just every teeth of hers is like this triangle. It's like shark, I would say. So Hopefully that
Well,
changes.
Japan's not exactly known for their dentistry. You know, their answer to fixing their teeth is this. You know.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. It's not like that they see us bad teeth. It's just the form is weird. I've never seen that before, and it's still she's young.
Out.
Maybe
Yeah.
she'll I don't know.
I
Yeah, but that was AK Bingo. What was next week on AK Bingo, by the way?
Did they? I didn't see it in a preview.
Same here.
Oh my god, I just literally had the thing open, I closed it, and I opened it. Now I'm opening it again. Like, what am I doing with my life, dang it?
My life, why? I closed the window too soon.
You don't need to have like a life moment there just because of that. Jeez.
Because we're in the show, you know, we're not supposed to do the the show searching, you know. It actually feels fun.
No, we can do it. Whatever, it's cool.
Well, whatever. But that was it actually. So Nemesu was fun when I watched that with the battle between 9th gen and 11th gen.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's cosplay because it's Halloween.
Oh, cosplay. Oh, right.
There you go. I forgot it.
There
The
you go.
Halloween episode's coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be
They
fun.
have comedians with them too.
Oh wow. Interesting.
Can't wait.
Nogi Bingo starting as well Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, it
No,
already
it
started. No,
already
it started.
started.
It already started. Yeah, Monday.
Already started. Yeah.
I didn't like the episode though. It
Oh,
was
with the Nichan of the Nate-chan. Yeah.
The net chance, yeah.
uh,
The best part was I don't know her name, but like she was dancing with.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
with
my
the
God.
shampoo.
Yeah. Oh man.
It looked so bad. It was.
Yep.
I bet.
Exactly why it's good.
Yep.
why
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
good.
there you go.
Maybe the cringiness was what made it good, pretty much. So, yeah.
No, but okay. Those are the episodes that were coming up. Okay. Since the news is not that much on this week, and we haven't watched that much, let's do the new things where we're talking about. So, shall we go to our comments section from last week and then mention something?
Yes, we shall.
Okay, so the first one I want to mention, and why don't I don't? Here we go. Okay, that's from Okamikun85, and well, it's very long. So once again, I appreciate every comment. I've read them all. It took me about 2 hours to read them all. But
Took me even longer to respond.
yeah, you respond, and I thank you for it. It's really hard work, I would say.
That's fun.
But basically, what he's saying is just like, or she is, Kei, Kisaka, 2nd gen, Hiragana are all really likable girls. Super cute. Was Matame Miho. Dribbling basketball. Let's see. Yeah, to split up the 16 gen would be a bad idea, but AKS is laid known for having bad ideas. True. Yeah, the idea of having them replacing an existing team would be cool. Isn't Team B lacking members now? Yes, they are. They don't have a captain and a vice captain.
Yeah.
And putting them in Team B members wouldn't be that hard. Well, it wouldn't be that hard, but I think it's a lot more than just placing them in there.
Exactly.
For unknown members, it will go with 16 gen Suzuki Kurumi. A damn cute girl, and her showrooms are awesome, especially her birthday showroom last month was super funny. But outside of showroom, I don't see much of her, and no one seems to talk about her. Yeah, that's the most problem with unknown members. Again, paid by performance. Either wise, they're there with everyone, you know, on stage or in arenas, or they have a very small segment on the show. And it's like getting yourself out there. You need to have some hits, just like we said with AK Bingo, just that one moment that you're throwing out there. For reviewing past events or singles, the first AKB documentary. Interesting. I think that could be on our list to do.
I definitely think it should. Yeah.
Yeah. And for a single, I think we can do that quickly. What we say about Uza? I know that Derek has a lot to say about it, but I want to know everyone else's opinion about it too, especially about the music visual, which I really like. We love the ideas improvement of shows, always great, but I'm totally looking forward to how this will evolve to something even greater. One of the reasons I've come is back to watching shows and writing comments, because you guys interact with the community and answer comments. Now with even more interaction with us, I won't go anywhere soon. Keep up the good work. Thank you for that comment, Okamin85. Basically, Uza. I play that song, I think, daily. It's definitely on the list. And the funny thing is that they're always showing the oh yo no.
Oh no, here we go. Here we go.
He said no.
It's like no preview.
I have you.
Well, hey, we have had requests, Yayo, for dancing on the show. So.
Hey. Okay. There are two MVs with Uza. They have the dance version, and that's easy to watch because on YouTube. And they have the music video, and the music video it's interesting because it's like the steampunk style up in the attic.
A bit style as well, yeah.
It's with the the ballerinas dancing in glass. I love that part. With the Jack in the Box with dust everywhere and just going quickly in the Uza. It's just such a very creative music video. But the one I watch the most is the dance video, and the thing that always creeps me out is seeing Miyawaki Sakura there. It's like I didn't even know it at first. Like, oh my god, really? I think that's her first music video, Senbatsu. She was in there.
Yeah.
With Yuko, and Yuko with the silver lips, and then Yokoyami with the dark lips, and it's a beautiful, beautiful music video.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sakura, then when Sakura came out in AK Bingo, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know Yuko actually removes her bra and shows."
Oh yeah.
She got creeped out. Like,
yep.
Why is Yuko-san naked, just running around in the dressing room?
She likes the air. She likes the air that receives on her chest.
Just Yuko.
Little girls are creeped out. Like,
Yeah, but she can't do anything about it because she's a senpai.
Yuko even went extreme because Sakura was weirded out. Oh man.
No, but the Uza music video, like the Uza song itself, I love it in a concert. The first time they showed on Junken, the combination with dance, the fire. Oshima Yuko's graduation concert when they were flying and all the fire and all the movement, like the French circus act, I would say. Uza is one of those songs you just play it and you get very hyped, very pumped. It's one of their best songs of all time, I would say, and a very creative music video. Anyone else?
No, for me it was the first EDM style song I discovered from AKB48, and first I think I was just a beginning fan back then, and I skimmed through a lot of AKB music videos, like this on this thing, and then this name popped up, Uza. I was like, this is going to be about. I clicked it, and then the intro and the melody itself, it kicked in, and I was instantly hooked pretty much. So.
Is that your favorite song though? Because they're asking like your favorite single.
No, it's not my favorite single, but it's up there. I just say I listen to it daily when I'm going to college on my bike, so I play it daily. But it's not my all-time favorite, but it's a favorite, I would say. So.
What's your favorite? Do you know it offhand or your favorite single?
I have a couple of favorite, but an all-time favorite.
It changes, I would say.
Changes, yeah. So I have a couple of favorite songs I listen to pretty much every day, but an all-time favorite I don't really have one, but I have lots of favorites.
Uza's up there though.
Yeah, Uza's up there.
Yeah, for me the Uza, like I'll keep this short because I've said so much about it already, but it was my first single I ever bought of AKB when I was in Japan, and I was happy about that. So I have a little bit of nostalgia attached to it. Obviously, it's the first song that really got me listening to AKB too, like that Everyday Katyusha or My Two that got me like really hooked. I hate the MV. I think it's one of their worst, actually, in my opinion. I don't like it. I never watch it, but their dance version. Yeah. I will watch that every day, all day long. The double centers, the hard ass choreography, every single thing about their dancing for that song. It kind of reminds me of like Perfume in the sense that I can't listen to Uza without thinking of the dance. Perfume, every song is like that, and so they did a good job of merging. Yeah, and then on top of that, like you had mentioned at the concerts, they always do something fun with it. It's always something different. But the one in particular is one where Mayuyu was the center, and she was floating in the air. I think it was Yuko's concert, and she had the red streamer, like the real long red streamer in the back of her like outfit, and she's just floating, and it just blows you away. And Karen and Sashi were. Was it? Oh, was it Yuko? No, I think
Mayu was in the circle. She was hanging on the circle, and she went this, like, turning around.
You're thinking of the first time they performed it, I think, because they did it several times, or twice, I think, during that whole conference, and it's the one day. No, it was Mayu. I know because I've watched it enough. Because I always take Miyuki and like I fly her around. Yeah, I fly her around like this, and she loves that. And it's like because I remember. She has the big streamers, and prior to that, Yukaren and Sashi are on the one ropes, and they go flying like this, and you have Kojiharu and Paruru inside the spinners. So that's the performance I remember, and it's my favorite next to the one when they did it during the Manatsu no 5, the Sounds Good Dome Tour, where you had Mariko, Itano, and Saika all graduate. I think it's a Saika concert. They do the Uza. And that performance with the green LED lights is ridiculous. So those are my impression. It's definitely my favorite song for those reasons.
I'll throw one in more for performance. The one at the Kohaku Takai.
Oh, you mean the one with the World Order? You would say.
Oh, that is so good. How can I forget that? That was ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh my god, when they were doing all the slow motion, and then at the end they did the hand. Blew me away. Blew me the F away. Yeah, and or how about even the very first performance of it, the Junkin tournament? Like,
oh god, yeah. Oh, wow.
The story behind it though is also interesting. It's it was supposed to be double center Yuko and Mayu, but the dance was so hard for them. They stepped it up. It was, I think, Beginner was like a hard one, River was a hard one, but nothing compared to Uza, and they were like, we don't have time enough, alright, you need to learn this move or we're gonna choose someone else, and it became Matsuya Jurina, and it fit her perfectly, she's the SKE style, they already had songs that were dancing on that style, so they fit in perfectly.
Did they have Escape by then, Robin? Do you know?
I'm still wondering, I don't think they have Escape, it came shortly thereafter.
Because I think that might have been SKE's answer. But while you're looking, DX, there's this very telling moment in the No Flower Without Rain documentary where they're talking about Uza. They're giving it the legend, saying, it was the hardest song ever at that time. And then there's a picture of Mayu in the corner watching Jurina dance and thinking, like, I suck compared to you.
She was crying.
She's upset. Yeah, she got the big glasses on, and she's just looking at herself like, what is my life? But then, ironically, now she can do it, and she does it very well. Just she needed more time. It wasn't that Mayu was bad. I don't think she could learn it as fast as Jurina the Wonder Kid could, because Jurina had to do this all the time. Jurina was used to this because she always was the backup for Achan whenever Achan went down. Like even at the Tokyo Dome, or no, not Tokyo Dome. What was it? Was it Cebu? Where the heat stroke and everything, and basically they're like, okay, you're taking over for Achan, and she's like, yeah, no problem, I'll do it, and Jurina's crazy like that because she's so good of a dancer. So Mayu was no match for that, but it's not Mayu's fault in my opinion. It's just she didn't have enough time.
No.
Let's take a look. Uza was released in 2012. And Escape was part of the 34th single of AKB48. Uza was
earlier.
Uza was earlier.
Okay, so Escape was probably SKE's answer to Uza because it kind of has that vibe.
Yeah, SK also have Darkness that came out.
How can I forget Darkness?
Such a good song, Darkness.
Such a good song. I agree.
Okay, well that was my fan interaction. Does anyone else want to read someone's comments?
Let's take a look. Let's see. Oh wow, it was so much. I don't even know what to choose. Derek, you go first.
Yeah, I would actually. I don't need to read somebody in particular. I'm just gonna say two things. One, thank you everybody again. Your comments are awesome. I love taking a whole day to respond. Yeah. I usually though, just for advice, I usually only respond to people that comment within the first 3 or 4 days because usually by then I'm on to preparing for next week. So it's nothing against anybody who comments late. I just don't have the time to do it past the first couple days. So please get your comments in early if you can, which most of you do. Second, we have some members like Miroslav, Doitsu, Tran, Colin, Oikimi-kun, Faz, all those,
Dava.
everybody
Still trying to. I'm still trying to find the time to talk to you, Dava.
Sorry.
It's so rough right now, and it's.
Well, we will get you on. But I just want to say, all of you really know what you're talking about, and it's great because like when we were asking for unknown members, which this could be a good seg for Yayo once DX and Yayo talk. But I would say your guys' unknown members stumped me. Didn't stump Yayo at all. Stumped me completely. I would love to see a lot more as far as like keep this going, keep the conversation going. You guys all did good. Just overall, I just have to say the comments, especially this week, were they're eye open. I learned stuff, and I like that. I like that I'm coming on here trying to educate people with maybe some of the comments we're saying. Plus, we just talk about our opinions, which I think is kind of the point of our show, not to just be a news show. And then I look at the comments, and you guys just crush it with like stuff I had no idea about. So that's very cool.
Oh my god.
Your camera is.
Your camera again.
So DX, what were you thinking about?
Yeah, I was looking through the comments last week, and several comments pretty much demanded us to talk about STU48 members.
Oh yeah, geez,
they've debuted about 1.5 years ago, I think, and we know the second gen of Hiragana members better than the STU members. So yeah, it kind of irks people. So that's a bit of a mistake on our part, but we will study up on STU48. That much I can promise you guys.
Yeah, STU, right? STU, it's just again, and I made the point in the comments to that person who said that in particular we should talk a lot more about them. I think it was Mario. I think that Mario Lai. Like there's not a lot out there to support that's easy for us to see that's like subbed. I think for me, needing it to be subbed, there's very few shows I watch. Like I watch Equal Love's documentary without subs because I don't need to because it's just so emotional. But like STU, I want to actually know those members. I mean, they're an official group of AKB, obviously, but it's like information gets stagnant and it slows down. We don't see it. So that's kind of the issue there. It's like, there's just not a lot out there for them, unless you're like one of those people that have the time to sit there and watch all the Taiwan clubs, feeder shows that they put up. Thank you, Taiwan clubs. It's just there's nothing there like variety wise really. I think they had one show, didn't they? But
they currently started their tour.
They're on their tour.
But
somebody asked us to do a review.
STU doesn't have a theater, so it is hard to watch even the theater
hard
stages.
To watch, and we've been asked to do a review of that, and I'd love to if there was material to review. That's the only issue with them, but doesn't mean we won't do it. Robin's a researcher. Yayo has a magical connection to all things in AKB. I don't know how he does it, but he knows everything. DX, you're obviously really great at it too. It's just, for me personally though, it's got to be readily available, and then I'll dissect it and digest it. But unfortunately, it's not.
Wait, am I back?
No, but just you know what?
Voice.
Leave your camera like this. I'll fix it now.
Okay, but on my end it's working, so.
Great.
Okay.
Rip.
But continue, Yayo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yayo.
Wait, Oh, cause the connections. Cause I'm like the subgroup and like everyone messages me for some reason. I'm like, people keep messaging me. Even like I know so much about MNL48 smells because of what's happening.
Wow.
But I'm not gonna go through that because it's basically popcorn and eating popcorn, basically.
Okay.
It's so bad. That's what I mean,
Oh.
Okay. Any guys for comments that you want to talk about, or you think we're done with the comments for this week?
I'd say let's talk about unknown members and how you throw it to Yayo.
All right, Yayo, go it.
Wait, which members? The three or just this?
Well, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Those unknowns. That we had a lot of comments. Again, this is where I learned stuff. A lot of you gave us in the comments so many great unknown members. So many. So Yayo though had a few he could talk about. I think that he could really say something about.
Because you mentioned three, so I'll do the three.
Sure.
Sotaya Makiho, like she's the best one on all the three you mentioned. Because during that one show in I think 2014, the Konya no Otomawari, like she was basically the girl saying, oh, you're an S rank in this because of the shape of your face. You're an S rank. Like she basically ranks every single member from a double S to an E rank.
Wow.
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 That's basically what Makio is. Like she asked she told Mion, like, Mion, you're only an A. like then like Oyahagi was the host, and like Oyahagi was saying, so what do you think of yourself? I'm like, I'm an S, easy.
Awesome.
I'm like,
Oh,
this
man.
girl's amazing. Like the whole ranking system, and even like Mako was there. It's like, what rank am I? It's like, oh, you're easily an S. Then Mako's like, are you saying that because I'm your senpai? No, I think you're actually cute.
That works.
Oh, man.
like Tatsuya Makio is like the Emoto character in 15 Gen, I think, and like she has a very foul mouth, and that's what makes her amazing. So,
Wow.
quickly introduce Makio. Next one is Nishikawa Rei. Nishikawa Rei, like I haven't seen her in so long, but like among the D2, like all the D2, like I feel like she's the strongest leader. Like every time, like you don't see her as much in the theaters anymore, but Nishikawa Rei is like this Onechan character. Like everyone relies on her in D2. Like even Chiba Eri and like Yamabe Ayu, even Satopi, like every single one of them relies on her. I'm like, she's younger than you, Himata. Why are you relying on her?
I think that's the biggest thing though with a lot of these members. Age.
Yeah.
It's you know, some of them they have it when they're young, and some of them they just need to bloom a little bit more to, you know, to get noticed. I've started to notice some of them. It's like, why am I noticing you more? Oh, you turned 18. It's like very perverted thought to think about that, but it's more like, no, you're more like an adult, so you appeal more to me on that side, because, you know, kiddie stuff is fine, but most stuff it's more like, you know, just not interesting, to be honest.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And the last one here is Ichikawa Manami. Like she was along with a group of Tano, you know, dancing cats.
Yeah.
Like it was Tano. Was it? I forgot her name. Ami, the ninja.
Yeah.
Oh, Yumoto Ami.
Miyamoto Ami and Ichikawa Manami. Like those three are like the biggest dance like there were like the three of them are like the biggest dance oriented members. Like each single one of them can rival each other. Like every single one of those three, that's why they had dancing cats on their name. And like every single one of them danced so perfectly. I'm like, but like I think why Ichikawa Manami is like low in rankings, I think because like sometimes their personality too. Like it's always I think it's mostly your personality level. So she always has this like I'm this girl kind of thing attitude, like that I feel like even if you watch the 15th gen special, you know, like Ichikawa Manami is like she had this air like, oh, I could do this and that, but like it's like 50-50 on her, I think. So that's Ichikawa Manami, dancer. I can't explain it anymore.
All right,
Wow.
thank you for the explanation, but it's hard. Yeah, that's why there's also a reason why they're unknown. So
Yeah.
And it sounds cruel, but compared to other members, to Senbatsu members, top members, they have so much more to appeal to, and then you can talk more easier about them. And of course, if it's your ocean, then it's like you can follow them more. You know a lot more than people don't. But yeah, if there are so many members, and if you follow them all, you can't. It's impossible. There are so many posts every day, so many showrooms, so many interactions, events. You can't follow everyone. You need to make choices. And even with my Oshi, Okadanana, it's like she had a showroom today. I didn't have time. It's like I watched a little bit. She was making takoyaki with teammate member, her boyfriend.
Tsuchan!
Tsuchan.
Yeah. and that was one day at Chocomint. It's like she's very addicted to Chocomint right now. Hopefully, well, she did have an eating disorder, so I think Chocomint it balances it out, so it works for her. But that's it. It's like I had a recap, but I didn't watch it live because I didn't have time, and that's with a lot of members. I would say you need to make choices, and that's how the idol industry works. I would say.
Suchan.
All right. Moving on then to our next segment. We had a request for last week, reviewing some old stuff, and first on our list is the very classic and very amazing Tokyo Dome concerts from 2012.
Oh man.
So, what I'm gonna do this for now format, and let me know in the comments if you like this format or do we need to change it up. So, I'm basically gonna give a recap, and in the meantime, the guys here can interact, like, oh, I remember this, or I want to talk about this part, or I want to talk about this part. So, basically, I'm going through the days, and just interact when you want to, and we'll see how it goes. With that said, okay, so, the year is 2012. And Maida Atsuko just announced at the last big concert her graduation. Everybody was distraught, everybody was in tears, very unexpected. And where is her graduation concert? The first time they're going to Tokyo Dome with the whole 1830 meters concept that they had, because the theater was like their distance, like 1 kilometer and 833 or 30 meters.
It's basically the distance between the Tokyo Dome and the AKB48 theater.
Yeah, in Akihabara. Yeah, so 2012, they started in 2005, of course, so after 7 years of hard work, hardship, it finally, it's an artist's dream to perform in the Tokyo Dome. You have the Tokyo Dome City Hall, that's fine, that's also pretty good, but the dome is so big, so amazing to be there. I think about 90,000 people can fit in there, if they do it right.
If they do it right, yeah.
And well, here we go then with day one starting. Just the first visual you see, the place is packed. You see so many light sticks. You see like a lot of people going through there, and starting with the overture, then you have this image that Derek just showed on this DVD box. The gates open, and you see like this unbelievable layer of every AKB member right now just standing in there, and just that visual is amazing to see. It's just crazy to see. And then you hear the music starts and it's party. You know, the first song coming up. And they come out, and it's also weird to see, even in that year, 2012, there were only 6 first gen members left. And now 5 years later, there's only 1 of them left, and it hurts a little. But you know, they've been going for so long. Nothing lasts forever, right?
True, but it hurts. It hurts.
I want to pop in and say a couple things just to correct you on a few points. One, as far as the time, it was actually about 6 years and a half. It wasn't 7. So that, because Takamina made it a really big point to say that during the pre-AKB concert. But I'm only particular because our fans are particular. I don't want to get a comment. No, it wasn't 7. Second, I think Tokyo Dome, the max capacity is 54,000. Yeah. So, and 54? That's with people. Yeah, that's with people on the ground.
It's 5 years and a half because it's.
No, it was 6.5. It was 6.5. It was 6.5.
Wait, 5. Yeah, it's 5. It's 2012. It's 2017. Right?
Huh?
Yeah, I think
you're misunderstanding.
Yeah.
They started out in 2005, AKB48.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I thought we're talking about the Tokyo Dome concert.
Tokyo Dome, how many people can Tokyo Dome have? 55,000, you said?
Yeah, because when I went and saw Perfume there, it was it was sold out. It was 54,000 people.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, if it's sold out, that's the number. But you should add to that point, since you brought it up.
You are so right, 55,000. Yeah, I am totally wrong.
Yeah, so you should add to that point. What's even more amazing about that fact is the fact that there were fans that bought tickets for behind the stage. They couldn't even see the stage, and they were up there doing the Woda guide like no tomorrow, and just basically having a blast. And AKB members actually pointed them out during the first MC, which I thought was a beautiful thing for AKB to do. But that's devotion. Those tickets were not cheap, from what I understand, right, DX?
Nope.
Oh wait, you didn't go, didn't you? Had to rub it in.
Oh, yeah. I actually was in Japan during. I actually was there, but I wasn't a fan back then, sadly.
Yeah. So okay. The party was done. Then second gen came out and joined them, and they played "Dear My Teacher." After that, third gen came up and did "Doku Ringo wo Tabasasete."
Correct.
And then everybody showed up with Aitakata. And
that's when all hell broke loose.
Yeah, it's just
Crazy.
the girls were so overwhelmed, you know, just seeing the tears. Like, we're actually in the Tokyo Dome, just like, going crazy and jumping and almost crying. And then I saw an image of you know, you see the older generation, like the younger generation, 9th generation, stuff like that, and you see like this Paruru without salt. There's
exactly.
this salt-free Paruru is just standing there, just enjoying himself. Katarina looking just amazingly young, and Kawairina, stuff like that. I think we saw Oshima Ryoga as well at one point. Just insane to see those people. But yeah, then what Derek said, they had to MC. They talked about the history. They're tearing up. It's amazing. With the fans in the back, of course. And, well, they're very excited, and there's going to be, like, hardships, and they're still thinking about the future. Then we had, like, the solo parts, of course, with Shinoda Mariko playing Plastic no Kichibiru. That's memorable. It's just coming up on that stage when the lights come out, and just with the hat, and then the guys dancing with her. Right after that, we went to Blue Rose with Yukarin, Kasai, Takajo Aki, and Kuramuchi.
I had a problem with that, though. That was the only drawback for me. Even though, yes, my Kamiyoshi was in it, but that is Sayaka Akimoto's song, and that's Mitan's song from SDN. And they were both. There was no reason why they could have did it. I mean, yeah, I know. I think SDN was retired by that point.
They were there though.
They were there though. Yeah, that's right. So there was no reason why you couldn't have went old school and had these two girls that have made that song so legendary not do it. At least they had Mochi, though. Mochi was the other one that made it legendary, so they at least had her. But I just, Akita was the wrong pick. Yukaren, I hate to say, well, she killed it, but it was just, I don't know. I wish Mitan would have done it.
Personally, my favorite Blue Rose version is the one next year in the Tokyo Dome concerts. Is with Sayane, Anin, Chiori, I believe, and what's the last one?
Yeah, it's good. I know exactly which one you're talking about, but I don't think nothing will be Mitan whipping off her shirt. She has like a bikini on, like underwear, and same as Sayaka. She did kind of the same thing, and like, you know, can't beat that. I mean, it's awesome. And they were so into it, you know. But anyways, it was good. It was fun.
Then we got to Naki Nagara Hoende. Jesus Christ, my Japanese. I'm learning, by the way. Performed by Itano Tomomi, and she can sing. It's beautiful. It's weird though because it's normally not her style. But it was very beautiful. But you can't beat Oshima Yuko with this song.
Yeah,
I would say. Then the original Team 4 came out with Chokaku Sunshine. Then we had this was funny. So then we had Arashi no Yoru Niwa. And I remember that song because of Muto Tomu performing that solo, and it was very gorgeous. But this was a tease because I believe Not Yet was not made yet.
Yeah.
And it was performed by Yuko, Rie, Sashi, and Yui.
Yep.
So it's like a little tease there, Not Yet before becoming Not Yet.
Yeah.
I think, if that makes sense. Then AKB Sanjo from Team A came out. It's also pretty good, you know, going over there. Then came oh, I hated this part. So Itsuka Mita Umi no Soko came up, and the first thing I noticed, I see a young Harupi, a young Katorina, a very young Sakura, and Nozawa Reina being there, and it was just weird out to me. But they performed. Go ahead, Yeho.
That's my favorite song in the whole Tokyo Dome concert, though. Like, it was on a loop on my thing for a while. I'm like, this song is amazing.
It's a good song.
Like, it's a good song. They followed it with New Ship, too.
New Ship is also a very good song.
Yeah.
Then the JKT girl comes out, too. I'm like, ooh!
My biggest problem is though with this song is, or this performance, is what a waste of money this was. I know they used it for 3 days, but out came these giant blimp submarines. And just they're going through the concert. I'm thinking, if you're there and you already have a seat and you almost can't see anything, now there's this giant submarine in your face and you can't see the performance. It's like, I was like, I get the idea, but that's a waste of money in my opinion.
Oh. Plus, they had to fly the JKT girl.
Yep.
Of course they had to.
Not just the JKT girl, all of JKT pretty much.
Yeah, they were there just for that.
Yeah.
And they had one more song. But yeah, they used this song for the next 3 days. That's with a lot of AKB concerts, especially the old school ones. Multiple days, they have like a set list they use every day, and 1 or 2 songs will be different, but it will be for most of the time it's the same version. After that, Miniskirt no Yose by No Sleeves came up. Pretty nostalgic to see. Nage Kis de Uchio Tose.
Yeah.
This is with this song they showed how big the Tokyo Dome is, because during the song they all moved out and they went to all the far corners of the concert and then performed over there. And just thinking about running that, it's like changing. And then they have to go back, and then quickly just in the meantime backstage going all to the tunnels and just racing, and it's like, oh boy. Then we went to, if I'm saying this wrong, it's Nanaji Ju Ni Fun no Hatsukoi.
Yeah.
Achan showed up, and man, the people were like, "Oh my God, Achan!" This was so loud.
It lit up. It lit up.
it was so crazy. But the funny thing is, after that they did the MC, and the people who were there, it was like Parudu and Achan had an MC moment.
Yeah.
And it was so weird, Parudu just talking like that. I'm like, you are definitely faking it right now. This is definitely not the real Parudu we'll see in a few years. I don't know what happened, but it's so innocent. Parudu's like, I'm smiling, laughing, oh senpai, and stuff like that. Kawaii was there.
Young Dori.
I didn't even notice her at the first time. It's like, is that Takahashi Judy? Like, really? It's like it felt. And I know what Koji Mama not Koji Mamako, Koji Maharuna. Why can't I her a first gen? Koji Maharuna said in their show that her eyes are like dead, dead eyes.
Dead
yes,
eyes,
like
yeah.
she doesn't
That
have
fish.
that. And it feels like that. She just has this look on there. It's like there's nothing in there. It's like her stare at that age is just endless. And then there was like a loud chant for Manatsu, so that was pretty cute too. This is my favorite part on day one, I would say. Then Team B showed up. Oh, their amazing outfits during there.
Yep.
It's like so perfect. And they did Shonichi and then Team B Oshi, and that's memorable. I think that's one of the best versions of Team B Oshi, just being in the Tokyo Dome, going crazy on that side. Yes, Derek.
I've watched that performance so much. My little one, like, she really liked that when she was a young kid, like even younger than she is now. And she, for some reason, when they would all come out and do, all the introductions, like it just did something for her, and it's very beautiful. It's just a smiles all around. You cannot beat that performance. You really can't. I totally agree with you.
Yes, anyone else or? No?
Go for it.
Okay. After that, Team K showed up, and they were very wild dressed, not knowing what song would come up. But they did Butchkoi, and that's also, the Team K style, a little bit name dropping over there. And my favorite part is at the end, they're standing on the side, and then Jurina just goes, her facial expression at that age was also like a little smiley and that, but then she went like, Butchko! Just going like that.
I didn't catch that. That's good.
Nowadays we see that a lot more, but that first moment when I saw that, it's like, Jurina is amazing. Just the energy she shows over there. And then they did Uho, if I'm saying that correctly. And you know, Akimot Saika just steals the show every day. I've seen that performance a lot. You know, being the gorilla in the end and running around, jumping around,
pulling out the picture of Maeda.
Just, you know, the poster. Like, she has that poster. There was a story behind that poster. It was just, she got it at first, I think, or it was one of the first posters. She got signed or something from Achan.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was one of the stories. But it was funny that she has it like in her pocket here and just like, yeah, look, poster.
Yeah, this is too good.
After that, there was an announcement, and could you believe that was then the reveal that was coming up? The anime AKB48 announcement that's showing up.
Oh my god, it's so long ago.
Oh, and then
it's so long ago, man.
No name showed up. You know, Matamayu, Iwatara, Karin, who was wearing this machinery so they could do like a 3D interaction of the show. Didn't work. There wasn't a connection, like a Wi-Fi problem, I would say. So it's just like moving around and the thing's like, and suddenly you see something moving. But yeah, they performed Kibo ni Tsuete.
Yep.
So pretty cute to see in there. Only on that day they showed that one. Then this got a little noise. So it was quiet. They started the next segment, and a giant pillar of light showed up, and it took forever to bring it out. It just, they had to bring it up from the main stage to the center of the stage, and it took like 5 minutes, and you were just sitting and waiting there, and the crowd was also like, what's happening?
What's going on?
The reason it took forever is because all these members were like locked in that pillar of light, or I think there's a hole underneath the stage in the center so they could come up, because it kept on filling with all these members. So, but there should have been a way to do that faster, because 5 minutes, man, that's at least one full song or 2 short songs you could have added to the concert. Then they performed a bunch of, you know, songs like Yuhi wo Mite Iruka, you know, that's from first gen. Then a lot of people came out with Kaze wa Fueteru.
Yep.
Kimi to Niji no to Tayo to. Bingo by SKE48, very young to see over there. Very young for Junen Sakura, NMB48.
Oh wow, what the hell?
Kurimi to Dialogue. Run 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 by Team 4. Baby 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 by JKT48. Namida Surprise by HKT48. Oh, that was so weird to see. Just to be honest. But Sashi was already there, so she did have her scandal during that time. But you can already see Sashi was like embracing HKT48 and trying to make them, you know, great. Sorry. Then Uekara Mariko, the Junken, of course. Kimi no Kota Suki Dakara. Then this MC, that was weird to me, that they came out with a group, and then they were like a Team B chant, and they were doing giant wave, you know, a little breather for the crowd. Still, the crowd had to work and do this giant Tokyo Dome wave. It was impressive to see. But yeah, it's just, you know, panning time till the Senbatsu members are ready for the final part before the encore. This is basically the set list. They did River with a waterfall in the back. Beautiful visual to see there.
Very cool. Very awesome.
Going into a beginner with like the flames coming up in different colors. I wonder how they do that. You know, the blue flame, green flame. I know there's lighting involved, but to have that flame on their own pyrotechnics, amazing to see. All Go Diamonds. Iwaka Maybe, Everyday Katyusha, Ponytail, Shosho, Flying Gets, Manasu Sound Good. You know, the general songs they will get over there.
Exactly.
There was a little bit of MC part with the first gen again, talking about old hardships, and now they're in Tokyo Dome. That was the whole concept. Then there was this giant, in the center again, a giant formed it like a cake, I would say. They were all standing, like, one at the top, and then
in layers.
In layers, there's the word I'm looking for. Aozora no Soba ni Ite. Formed with different lights on their chest. And then we're like, alright, thanks for watching, we're going, bye bye. And of course, in AKB48 fashion, it's never the end. So they do the encore, and oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, maybe before we get into that, do you mind if I just jump in and give a few impressions? Because I did.
You can jump in anytime if you want. So.
Oh no, it was just good. I was just visualizing everything you were saying. It was fun. Sorry, I was just enjoying it. No, I want to just back way up for a second and just say like the overture was probably the loudest I've ever heard an AKB crowd in my entire life of any of the concerts. I know when Achan gave her announcement at Saitama Super Arena she was going to graduate, that was also equally loud, but for a different reason. It was very negative, like, oh my god, you literally hear people going versus like the Tokyo Dome was this culmination of all these fans and their hard work of putting the girls in the dome, and the girls work themselves. And when you see it on No Flower Without Rain documentary, the reactions, the girls behind listening to the crowd, it's like instant goosebumps. It's total tears. And then you know, even though the members make fun of Takamina with the six when they're doing their little hand thing, and you know she's getting teared up, I don't know how you couldn't. And it's like that moment will forever live with me as one of the best moments in my life as an AKB fan, was watching and hearing that. I've turned that up on my TV as loud as can go, and it's like thunderous, like windows shaking how loud the fans are. I mean, that's why I'm an Idol fan right there. I would have killed to have been in that crowd. Like just killed, you know? When I saw Perfume at the Dome, that was pretty intense when they came out because it was loud. But then it got chill, you know, because Perfume's cool, but they're like cool until the song starts and then everyone shuts up or just dances. But WOTAs don't shut up, and they just you know, and they're freaking out, and it's like it's just unbelievable. So I just want to say that. And then also the only other thing I really kind of want to add was throughout the entire Tokyo Dome first day, I felt it was also one of the most balanced and perfect set lists as far as like what they had. It's a lot of songs I wanted to see, and very, very funny too, because like Heavy Rotation was done, and I believe Heavy Rotation was done a full performance for the encore for day one, and that's very rare for them. They do not they never do the full performance. They always skip the second verse and they shorten the bridge. And this was one of the rare moments where they did the whole song. I think maybe in part because I think the song was their kind of new song then, I think, right? Or no,
it's a new song.
It's a new song.
Yeah, and you know, it was just really beautiful. And then just as a bonus for anyone that wants to go back and watch the Tokyo Dome on DVD, check how many times Yuko tries to kiss people between this performance in Heavy Rotation and the other one she's in, because she really tries to lay kisses on everyone. And I think it's really funny when you catch it, the camera gets her. Last point I'll make. The menu for this, when you click start and it starts counting down to 1830, the music is so beautiful. All the images they show. AKB has a wonderful ability to take their DVDs and make them their own creatures, like almost like seeing the concert in a whole different way. And it starts with the menu thing. Saitama Super Arena has the best menu intro I've ever seen, and even to this day it tears me up listening to it. But this is probably my second favorite one because it's really beautiful. It's a good tribute. You just see all of AKB's history in like a muted background while the numbers are counting down, and the music's just it's getting more and more. It's like it goes to a crescendo until it hits 1 and 0, and then it just stops. And you're just like, you feel overwhelmed, like you've watched the best movie trailer you could ever hope for. And I talk about this extensively in my blog on this, because I did a blog on like the top 10 best DVD concerts, which hopefully maybe we can link to it in this video.
I will link it.
But it's that, even just that alone, it's worth the price of admission. So I just wanted to add those thoughts before we get to the crazy stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So indeed, this will take longer, but the encore, just to lighten up the moods, was the Shoujo Tachio after the whole nightmare. The Heavy Rotation, of course, you could try and kiss everything. Hiko Kigomo. Yeah, and you know, after that they're done. They're tired because, of course, of. So they did Gingham Check. They did Anata ga Ite Kureta Kara, and like, All right, now we have this MC talk. Why are you going up the stage? Oh God, what's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
And like, you know what? I'm gonna announce something, and then I'm still waiting for it. How about we change everything? Just everything, everything you like, everything you love. Let's mix it up. You know what? First off, they think, oh, this is pretty fun. Takahashi Minami, Sokantaku is like, what? Sokantaku, I'm amazing. It's like they're laughing and they're top. Okay, here's the bad news. Oh my God, I can't watch this because I get teared up. Those moments. I'm not gonna go through a whole list because it's like a giant shuffle. It's really
too much. Yeah.
You can see just the Team 4 members, the hearing they're disbanded. You know, they're destroyed. They're like, we like this team. What's wrong within us? All right, you're getting moved, but yeah, you've been working hard, study up. Now you're the dome, and you can hear, well, you're done. Your team is done. You're moving on, and it's like, okay, you see people crashing in on the floor, and then Takamina's like already lost. Like, where do I go? It's like members are falling left and right, and then you hear like I think the first one was blow. To me was Takajo Aki announcing go to JKT48.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, wait, what? she's more like,
exactly.
She's like, oh, that's wait, JKT, and then she's moving, and you can see Rie just hugging her, and she's trying to shrug her off, but she's like, I just can't, just crashing in, and just thinking about it already tears me up. We have certain other members go to Shanghai 48. And another one to JKT, but then another one go to Shanghai 48, and you hear Mi-chan yell out Yukarin crying insanely. Yeah. Miyazawa Sai going to Shanghai 48, and at that time you were thinking, it's like, what? Why? What? Well, it was her decision to go. She felt she's missing something that they didn't complete her, and she wanted to participate more. So, but to see Yuko, and that's the beauty thing, because Mi-chan didn't know. Yukarin didn't know. A lot of members didn't know.
Nope.
But Akimoto, Saika, and Oshima Yuko knew. And you can see them in the same exact pose, just head down, tearing up, because this is happening. And Sai is, sad, but she's still, going to her position. Later on, after the whole concert, this really hurts my ears, my mind, everything, this memory. Is you see Miyazawa side just happy on the side, and then you all hear in the back here Yuko just crying out Sai-chan, and just losing it because it's so distraught. And that's the weird thing about Oshima Yuko on stage. After the whole shuffle, she was like, oh, let's have fun and let's go to the new team K. But in the back she just crashes. She's just losing her friend to another country. It wasn't even kenning position. It was like you are leaving full transfer. Just Watanabe Mayu just not getting announced. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you. You're by the way going to Team A. It's like, what? Team?
Yeah,
what?
exactly. And tearing up Mayuki back then. Tearing up Mayuki.
Yeah, they cried a lot, and then it's like trying to feel in the future. Does Team 4 sitting on the ground? This shuffle. I think even though 2014 was also little crazy, 2012 was the first big one, I would say, that threw everything off. It's like certain members going to this team and this team that would never happen before.
Yeah, I'll jump in and say, like, I thought, like, it was really interesting when they announced the captains, and I thought it was a very beautiful and humbling experience to watch. Like, for example, Mariko looking genuinely surprised, and everybody was happy for her. Of course, Takamina, Sokotoko, everyone's joking. Like,
Yuko was more like, ah, man,
yeah, that was funny. That was funny, because Sayaka, she was taking over Sayaka's team. But the big one was Umeda Ayaka being announced Team B, and Yukirin was like, what can I do? But I don't think anybody saw that. And you could hear the crowd go, whoa! And like freaking out. And then of course Team 4 getting disbanded, and and the girls thought they did something wrong, and Minarun had to like really console everyone in the back. The No Flower Without Rain documentary really captures this whole segment extensively. They even show Tokusaki like kind of distressed, as he was getting out there. And gotta be honest.
Like we're doing this now? Really? You sure?
Like really? I thought we canceled. Like, wait a minute, we are, and it kind of put the whole Tokyo Dome into perspective. That this, yes, was a triumphant victory for AKB. It was also going to be literal growing pains. It was going to be one of the most emotionally devastating moments in the entire AKB history. It actually, this moment, and later on the third day, the exclamation point of what I'm about to say, it marked the beginning of the end of the golden era of AKB. Because the #1 girl is about to leave, and now you have this epic transfer situation where all the girls are just juggled and forced to do things they never would have done in that sense. We lost members, like, you know, Saichan basically just disappeared. It was devastating. I've watched this documentary so many times. I have cried so many times watching it, particularly with Takucho, or, you know, Akicha and Riche, you know, just walking in the back and on the documentary No Flower Without Rain, talking about food and transferring, and then you just see them crumble. Just both of them just crumble.
Yeah, at one moment they're just hugging each other and they're just crying very loudly.
So I can't imagine being a member and having your friendships all those years just be gone like that in a day, just gone.
Yeah.
And especially Team 4. And it was devastating, but again, the foresight of Akipi, it all worked out really well.
In the end, it's just a beautiful thing. The spoiler alert, later in the year when Kitarie got into Senbatsu, and then you see in the backstage just Taksha Ai coming up. It's like, yeah, just giving a high five. No, being back and all. Miyazawa Sai going to SKE48, having their wonderful years over there. So it works out in the end, but at that time, you're like, what are they doing? What are they thinking?
Can you imagine being a fan? Like,
man,
in that crowd, and you're like, you've been like following AKB since the beginning, and you're glued to every word, every song, and then you hear that, and you're like, what? Like, you could literally hear the air go out of the dome. Like, it was too much for all of them. But it was, again, the drama that makes Idol World so amazing and appealing, and you care.
Oh man.
And again, it's like, I just came into the fandom in 2012, so I had no idea. It took me a couple years to really realize the full impact that moment. But when I did, when I was watching No Flower Without Rain documentary for like the 10th time, and I'm like, oh my god, I get it. Like, it broke me, and I'm not even in the freaking group.
I can't watch this shuffle without tearing up. Every time I see that, I know what's gonna happen. Even though I know it's gonna happily end after that, but
the first pain is too much mostly. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, how are you doing over there?
I'm good. My dad's calling me, so but before I leave, the King Q-says were amazing during 2012. The 13th and the 14th gen during the 2012 Tokyo Dome, you know, the 14th and the 13th gens, you know, the Mako gen, the Mako area. And Oshimarioka getting promoted as one of like the Kenkyuseis.
Okay.
Like the first one to get promoted in the 13th gen. So.
Okay. So you're leaving now? Because
I'm sorry! No. I delayed it. I have to leave because my dad's like, oh, there's a party today.
Alright. Enjoy yourself, man. Thanks for today. We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Thank you.
Mama! I love you!
Okay.
I love life.
It's not the ending of the show.
It's not the
Bye,
ending.
man. Bye-bye. Alright. In the meantime, before his screen, everything's gonna be messed up right now because if he leaves, then it's like the screen goes weirdly. So I'll adjust in the meantime. Derek, would you take the honors and go to day 2 if you're available to do that?
Yeah, sure. I wasn't ready, but I'll make it work. Day 2, there were a few moments that I'm gonna kind of pivot into. I'm not gonna go through everything because I think it's gonna take too long. I will say this: day 2, I believe they opened with heavy rotation, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
And I think it's only AKB can perform a song twice in one set, and it's still okay. And I love that about them. Very funny stuff there when they do that. There were a few big highlights for me when it comes to the whole as far as day 2 goes. Day 2, first of all, was the day for people that are diehard AKB fans.
Yeah.
This was where you saw a lot of oddball songs that actually let me correct it. Songs that you would see if you went to the theater a lot.
Exactly.
You know, like part of the theater repertoire of like their stages. That's what day 2 was. This actually becomes kind of a tradition for AKB. AKB during a lot of their big concert series they were doing for a few years there, which sadly they don't do anymore, they usually do like a 3-day set, and then the second day is always like the weird day. It's always like
the random
oddball songs.
I would say, yeah, the
random songs. Case in point, Team A did Hate.
Love that song, by the way.
But it's a rarity among rarities.
Exactly.
Like, they don't play that, like, ever.
Nope.
The only time you ever hear it is Request Hour.
Yep.
So I thought that was really incredible. I at that point, again, when I came into the fandom and I got into the Tokyo Dome performance and I watched it, I didn't know, like, the day 2 is the one I never watched because I didn't know any of the songs. Now it's weird. I love it equally because I'm much more familiar, but it took me a very long time to get to that level of familiarity. So for people that are gonna check it out on DVD, day 2, it's more hardcore, I would say. Again, not a bad thing by any means. Go learn your AKB songs. This is a good primer. But I would say overall, day 2 was definitely more for the fans. It was the fans show, if you follow me. Another thing is, they really struck me was Team 4's performance of Bokyo no Tayo. I cry every time I see that performance because Team 4 was crushed from the day before. That song, like, it has like this real sad, like, goodbye feel to it in a way, and seeing the girls try to keep it together. Some of them weren't even lip syncing. They were just like, screw it. Like,
they don't want to sing. Yeah, they don't want to.
No, they couldn't. It was too. It was too emotional for them. Yeah. And I thought that was very poignant to see that because again, you're dealing with real girls, real emotions. As much as this is entertainment, this is also real life, and that was a good reminder of exactly what was at stake back then. And keep in mind, this is AKB circa 2012, trying to prove to the world they mean business. You know, I don't think at that time they'd even won the award for best song or anything yet. So they were on their way. They were marching towards that goal. But overall, they were still trying to say, hey, look, take us seriously. We just sold out the Dome 3 days in a row. What you got to say about that? So it was like this was another statement to me that said at the core of all this madness are a bunch of young girls that very much are going through adolescence and are trying to feel something in this context of absolute insanity being thrust into on a stage. Think about it. How many of us have ever been on a stage in front of 50-something thousand people?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're trying, and you have to sing, and you have to dance, and you've just been told the whole team you've devoted your whole entire AKB existence to
is
gone. See you later. So that really struck me a lot. And then also, what I liked, the big surprise announcement was a Takamina solo debut.
Yep. Solo debut. Jendo. It became
Atan. Yeah, Atan came out. Atan really came out and, like, you know, gave them all sort of like the crowd like a prep. Takamina didn't necessarily. I don't think she knew. I honestly don't. I think the surprise on her face was genuine. She collapsed. And it was very, very emotional, very teary-eyed, even though I did like Jane Doe. I don't have a problem with it, but overall, and I've said this before, I don't think Takamina can sing.
Yeah.
I think she's probably one of the worst AKB singers. She's a good manager, and I think she's a good person overall, and she was definitely a great fit for AKB. But I don't think she ever really got to the point where I think she could sing at a quality level for her own solo. That's just me. I know there's a lot of people that disagree. Feel free to, especially in the comments. But seeing this, nevertheless, still very happy for her.
Yep.
I thought Takamina finally got, you know, first of all, day 1, the Sokentoku appointment, although she already was. It was de facto at that point. But this was more like another way of saying thank you, Takamina, for getting us to here, for, you know, letting us know that this isn't just the goal line, but it's also the start line. And this is also start line for her because the solo debut, you know, she's still doing the solo thing. I think this year, did she release something?
Second single came out. Didn't sell well, though. We just said 5,000 units.
Yeah, it wasn't good. She doesn't have AKB's name behind it. Also, again, she's not a good singer, and the song wasn't that great. I listened to it, if I remember correctly. It wasn't. I think I turned off after 30 seconds. I didn't even care. But don't get me wrong, Jane Doe's good, but I think I like Jane Doe. It was performed by other AKB members. I want to say, was it Natchan that did Jane Doe?
I think so.
Robert?
Just sick.
Jane Doe? You mean Nachan?
No, didn't she cover it at some point or something?
I'll take a look. See, just a sec. Jane
I
Doe.
should remember that. I don't.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I thought she was lead point on it.
She did the karaoke and showroom,
Or
but
no.
did she never performed it?
Bird. She did Bird. Sorry.
Bird,
Yeah, she did
Okay,
Bird and a lot of other Takamina songs. She never did
Right.
Jane Doe though.
I don't think she ever did Jane Doe, but I think others have done Jane Doe, and I think when the others cover it, it's much more
Michan.
appealing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good point. So the overall, I would say, you know, seeing her get this announcement from an American person who she didn't understand on the screen was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was kind of like, you know, for me, I was like, oh great, you know, like I was happy, but at the same time, I'm thinking, oh boy, you know.
So by the way, in the meantime, I fixed the whole camera issue. Thank you for waiting for that. It's now Yedo has now been replaced by a beautiful picture of Achan on her graduation performance.
Cool.
That's amazing. You did that fast.
It hopefully doesn't get too much trouble on YouTube. I don't think so. Actually, pictures you can't copyright claim on that. Okay. So yeah, you covered a lot. Thank you for covering for that.
That's it. Yeah,
I do have points on day 2, but yeah, a lot of similarities happened with the performance. Certain set lists were the same. That damn blimp was there again with the, the stuff like that. I did like Pajama Drive with a very young Milky and Akarin being in there.
Oh man, yeah.
I forgot that Jansi that I'm listening a lot to is with Mayu and Sashi. That's a very powerful combination during that time. This one you didn't mention with Skirt Hirari. That was so weird for me to see. It was the entirety of basically the Paru crew, like the Majiska Gakuen, 4 Heavenly Queens, a very young Kisaki Yuria, Katorena, Kawa Irina, Takashi Juri was there, then Paru, and I believe someone, Anin over there. It's like all these girls that are very close to each other performing that song.
And then you have Kimoto Kanon.
Yeah, she was there. She was there, but didn't feel like the Paru crew. But
no, exactly.
it was just very awesome to see that in a few years these were all powerhouses in AKB48 and just performing there. Just especially Katarina, to be honest. Like she has like the hair like this, or forehead was seen, and nowadays it's just all over there, the ponytail.
Yeah, it's all covered. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very proud of her hair. Like Nemesu TV showed this week. Another one that's well, you said hate. Again, that pillar of light there took forever.
Forever, yeah.
Then we had Tomochin and Yukirin performing Bokutachi wa Ima Hanashi Abuki Nanda.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Although Yukirin blew Tomochin away with the voice. I need to say because I love Tomochin and I actually do like Tomochin's voice. I think again she's actually debatable if she can really sing, but I actually like her voice. She has her own style. She can sing, but Yukirin is like
yeah.
It's
somewhere up there, yeah.
Let's put Wasserman and Fresh Lemon together. You know?
Pretty much, yeah.
That was the disparity between the two.
Seeing in Glass No I Love You with the young Sakura being there, amazingly.
And Fuchan!
Oh man. And Fuchan.
Oh, this one, this in Request Hour you see it a lot. It's Tenshi no Shippo with Yuko, Yui, and Michan. And it's just like and just doing those three doing that song. I don't know. It feels so out of place, but I love that song so much. And Yuka can do anything. Just like the only thing I really want to see perform, and if someone can find it, I don't believe she ever did. I want to see Oshima Yuka perform Zipper. That's the only thing I want to see.
I don't think she ever did, but that'd be crazy if she did.
Exactly.
I did see her reactions about Zipper, but never. Then Team B came out. They did 2 different songs. So they did No Ken and Washoy B. So yeah, that was also a panel, the 3 days. So you had Team K doing the Bakshoy, and then you had Washoy from Team B, and then Team A another version, I believe.
Yeah.
The same song but different title. Parawa Emerald, SK48. Hachide Pingin came up with Team 4, the now disbanded Team 4.
Team song, yeah.
Stupid. Boku no Taiyo came up. Nagichi with NMB48. Demo Demo no Namida, Jurinashi no Mariko. Then we went to Dakishimerata. So Dakishimeratara. That's that song, right? That's very sexy song.
You're forgetting Seifuku Resistance.
Oh, I forgot that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
With well, nothing happened in Seifuku Resistance, to be honest.
Nope.
With Kojiharu Saine and Matsurena, that was also an interesting combination. Seeing that song, it's a very sexy song, and seeing those three doing it. And this is a personal favorite because I watch again a lot of Team 4 stages, and currently they're doing every time the Hajimete no Jelly Beans.
Oh yeah,
and that's just a cute song being there, performed by Kasai, Achan, and Miyazawa Sai.
Miyazawa Sai, yeah.
And with these big guns, they came out, you know, just exploding. Here, grab a ball. It's like going on the top of the Tokyo Dome over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but seeing Achan perform it's like, again, we were talking about voices. Just seeing Achan perform again compared to what is now, Achan is amazing. You know, it's like her performance, her voice, her style is. That's why she was the ace. It's like her. There's no one on that level, and I'm gonna say it, and this will get flagged. Even Hirate Yurina, it's a different style. Hirate Yurina just Techi, but it's not a level of Achan.
No, look, you can't even compare Techi to Achan for this reason, because Achan had to do it when what hadn't been done before. Techi's had how many years now of research, study? It's all been done. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not undercutting what Techi's done. She's incredible. She's definitely a different style, as you said. But Achan was doing it in a theater, you know, sometimes in front of a couple people. And no one cared, and her heart was getting crushed, and she didn't want to do it. And then she went from that little unknown girl in the donkey to the queen of all idol world forever and ever, and there won't be anyone else ever as big as her. There won't.
Even Sashi, compared to that, Sashi is on a different level.
There's no comparison.
But well known, yeah. Achan is just on the level. I think if Achan stayed a few more years, I don't know what direction AKB would have gone. But
that's a great question.
Yeah,
what would have happened? It sucks that she left, but I think looking back, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was necessary for evolution, I would say.
I look at it like I use Game of Thrones a lot, but in Game of Thrones, like the very first season, you know, the main freaking character gets killed, and then that sets off the entire show, and for it still they're still dealing with it, and I think in this same sense, Achan will say got killed off. That's grim, but I'm saying like she left right at the height, at the pinnacle.
Right now that you said it, someone is already creating a GIF with the scene from that Game of Thrones, and then replacing Ned Stark with Achan.
Yeah.
Please do. But I'm saying like with Achan leaving at that moment, like it crushed everyone, it killed everyone. It's sad, but in a way, it's better to go out like that than to burn, you know, like fade.
Why am I comparing now Joffrey with Oshima Yuko? You know, she's like there. And then the one that just cutting is AKS or something. I don't know. Or Akimoto Sensei, of course, Akipi.
Akipi, yeah.
That's horrible. But you get my point. I agree with you. She will forever be the, you know.
All right.
The gold.
After Jelly Beans, though, this part I did not like. Because we had Gingham check, of course. The Sosenkyo happened, and was it Sosenkyo? No. Sosenkyo happened, and it was what was the Sosenkyo song during the year?
Manatsu?
Sounds good. Was it Sounds Good?
Sounds good. No, because the Manatsu it was Manatsu no Sounds Good, because that was what they ended pretty much the show on, especially this on each of the days. Like I know it's
because Mayu was the center of that song, right?
Mayu?
Oh no, Achan was.
Or was it Achan?
Achan was Manatsu Sound Good. Oh man, we're confused now.
Yeah. Oh wait.
I remember the cranes like. Manatsu sounds good.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's Achan, I think.
Is it Achan? It was her last single, the final recording with the group. You're right.
Yeah, but was it the Sosenkyo song?
It was the 26th single. So.
Okay, Research, people. So thank you.
I don't think so.
Nope, it wasn't, because it was released on May 23rd, 2012. Yeah. So no. Okay, so we're
27th single. Is that the one?
26th.
No, I'm saying 27th was a Sosenkyo time. And
I'm saying this was the one before it.
Oh, it's Gingham Check. Yeah, no, it is Gingham Check. Really, you go then for Gingham Check's Sosenkyo song. Because Maida was in there. Maida Atsuko. She showed up in the beginning start of the scene, and then she's like, I'm leaving, and then
I'm leaving, I'm quitting, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's Oshima Yuko becoming there. Yeah, okay, so I was right, damn it. The whole reason I'm talking about this, we spend a minute on this topic, is because this segment I didn't like. They performed the Sosenkyo songs, and show fight, it's fine. Then we had Dori Mifa Onchi, and then like, and then I forgot this song existed.
Oh, Dante Bohemian, Dante Bohemian, oh god.
Oh, I hate this song so much. I know it's Takujo Aki as the center, but it's such a horrible song. It's so bad, and like I hated it, and they performed it live, and it sucked. It
fell flat, yeah.
Then they went to the same stick they did yesterday, all the way from Yuhi wo Mite Ka to well, the MC was Team K doing the wave this time, and yeah, all the way to the Encore. So then you said the Encore, Omoide no Hontondo. It's just I listened to the song a lot, and tears come up. Even though it's what you said with Takamina, Takamina's role in that voice fits her, I would say, because she has a deep voice, and you know, hearing Achan sing her heart out is amazing. And of course, the Takami solo was also beautiful. And yeah, that's it. The day 2 was not that special, I would say, but pretty fun on that side. Let's go to then day 3.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Day 3. How about you know what? Here comes the tearjerker right away. So we have the overture. Oh, let's have enjoy day 3. That's final. Why is Maida Atsuko showing up alone and singing?
Yeah.
I have this song on repeats, like on my phone, and I listen to it daily just when I need a little break. It's Sakura no Hanabi Bira.
Yeah. Oh man.
But a solo version.
Solo version, yeah.
With like an orchestra in the back, and just is so beautiful. Even in the documentary, you see backstage all the tears going away. But this song is amazingly beautiful. Will never be beat on this side.
Again, and it kind of goes to the point where we're saying this is why she is the idol's idol, because she was able to rehearse that in the backstage. She had that solitude that they reference a lot in No Flower Without Rain about what it means to be the center, to not have anyone in front of you you're looking at, but to only have the crowd and the lights as your only guests. And this song encompasses that. She comes out there alone. This is her graduation song. She's got to keep it all together. My little left-handed girl from Chiba just went there and crushed it. And she made the whole concert right there her own. She didn't need to do anything else. Honestly, she could have left. The day 3 could have been done at that moment, and I don't think anybody maybe would have been like, oh, I'm gypped with my ticket. What an impressive performance. I cry every time I watch it. Every time. I still can't watch without crying.
Exactly. Same here.
Then the rest of Team A came out to do Pioneer. They had.
Which was an interesting follow-up.
Yeah,
just from so melancholic to high energy.
And then going to Reset, and then Theater no Megami. It's like the concert starting. Hatsukoi, Wominori, Aitakata. MC part, you know, saddened because this is the final day. Scandalous no Iko with Kojima Haruna and Oshima Yuko.
Oh god, oh boy.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's those two together, and just and those color schemes are horrible, but it's just so much fun during that song. I think a lot of other members tried that song, but it's those two just together is weird to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like after the MC this Heartgate virus had you Karen and Abe Maria doing it also, and Nagayo Maria. That was like the sexy song of the whole show. Like that they just it's like total eye candy. Every member that did it was just impressive in that song, and also it's a good song. I like that song.
Yeah, the boat showed up again, by the way, in new ship. It's like I'm getting so tired of that. I hope that there was someone that was like break it, pop it. They also used another thing. I forgot, like a few days ago. They used another balloon segment with their opening the doors, and it didn't work out because one didn't flow, was inflated enough. It's like don't do too many gimmicks. Candy was fun. Well, Happy A. So that's the version of Washoy.
That was good. It was fun.
Yeah. Only today. What? Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was gonna say that it is interesting because they centered that song. You know, I mean, Icon was in Team A, so it's like this was very Team A centric. I think this whole day, and I thought that was again a nice little tribute to back when teams mattered, and like you know, Icon was the pride of Team A, so it was very cool. Very cool.
I love that. I have a Team B song when they do, Team B Oshi, and it's a rare song that Achan is temporary on Team B, and they say Achan. It's like none desu ka.
Yeah. Oh man.
Love that part. It's like they're so weirded out.
So what are you doing? What?
Yeah, because teams mattered in that time. That's why Team 4 was distraught, because it was camaraderie. Nowadays, teams. The team camaraderie is still there, but it's not as it used to be.
Yeah, not as
right.
MC with Kojima, Haruna, and Sashihara making fun of each other. You can still, even though Sashihara had a scandal, she was still put in the MC part, because on MC style, there was only Yuko was beating her and Takamina, but Sashihara was so good on that side. Oh yeah. So speaking of Takashi Minami, Mushino Ballad came up later.
Yeah. You're saying?
It's Akimoto's Saika song.
Yeah.
Even Okada Nana sang this song, and it was a time apparently she was sick, but I heard that version and it was taken down. I could never find it again. Okada Nana doing Mushino Ballad is not a good version.
Nope.
Akimoto Saika all the way on that side. Nakasi no Cherry with the with like all Kenkyusei style, and then that's the Cherry song, like Cherry girl.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Doing that, so that's pretty fun to see all the future people and Maida Atsuko being the center again. The whole thing with that story with the song, of course.
I thought too. I should just shout out to JKT48. They did great. They did Baby on this day, and overall their presence was nice. It was nice when AKB used to invite them to concerts and they paid the money to get them over. Now they don't.
They they did Baby for 3 days, and
but they did a good job.
It was fine. It didn't hurt my ears.
Oh, you're talking about the Netherlands. That's right. They came there, didn't they? Is that what you just said? They came to...
No.
Oh, you mean for this?
No, they did Baby for 3 days.
Did they?
Yeah, every day they did Baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was part of the set list.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so again, you have the segments where all members just miss up, but it was Maida Atsuko doing a lot. So Kuro Tenshi, she come up, Idol Nante, Kimi wa Bokuda. Oh, Kimi wa Bokuda. Just she was so much having fun in there, just normal dress, not even a special outfit. Then they did the usual stuff, Everyday Katyusha. NMB was there with Virginity,
which was cool.
Yeah, it was fun to see. Kisdate Hidarikiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then again, just Senbatsu stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say what's interesting is though at the end there, the last block after the last MC, or well, kind of the last MC, they did like River Beginner, Ogoe Diamond, Iwakime Everyday Katyusha, Ponytail to Shushu, Flying Get, and Manatsu no sounds good. All very Achan centered, if I'm correct. But Ogoe Diamond isn't Achan centered. It's Drina, right? So
it's Achan with Jurina.
Yeah. Right. Is that they consider it Achan? Because I thought that was the only oddball song in that whole block, but I thought at the same time it was really cool to see them kind of give Achan her biggest hits, if you will, right at the end.
Again, they used this segment every day. They did play it again for 3 days, so they
built it around it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get to the encore part, and
Oh boy.
Too hard.
Yume no Kawa.
Yume no Kawa is such a good song.
Yep.
And such a saddened song as well.
Yeah.
In the backstage segments, you can see before they go up, you see Minigishi just crashing. She's like, I don't want to do this. And you see the dress that they're filling up. You know, the special hearts that Takashi Minami does for the making of the dress, and then getting ready, and it hurts. And they do this song. The only thing I did not like, I get it. It took too long. Well, compared to Oshima Yuko, what she did, it's nothing. It's during the song you're enthralled, and then it gets quiet, and they need to say goodbye to each other, like all of them, segment to segment. And it's a good send-off though. But the thing that it tears me up is after that segment, Maeda crashes, and it's a rare moment. It's just like she sings and she tries, and her voice doesn't come out. It's like
they can't.
And you see just in the back, Sina just go like, "Oh man, this is rough," and she's not getting there. But
you know what gets me in that song too, Robin, is I keep thinking like, what would her, like, if her parents were probably there? Can you imagine being her father and like, you know, you see your little girl just struggling, so you'd like, your intention would want to be to go down and hold her and be like, you know, it's gonna be okay, little one, but all she had was these members that were with her these years. And that friendship, that's why they're the golden era, because that was real. You know, you couldn't take these two girls, any two girls from this group, and put them in AKB and do the segment they just did on AKB and go, and it wouldn't work. No. Because they had that unbreakable bond. And that's why I really, that this moment is truly one of the most devastating, even I'd say even more than the shuffle perhaps. Watching the golden members, like I said, this was the beginning of the end. You know, their leader left, and then it was one after another after that. The dominoes started falling. But it's just watching that moment, Robin, like I can't even imagine with the parents, the family. You're some Kenkyusei like Joe Eriko who started up or whatever, and you're like, you know, Achan is your dream and your girl's going.
Leaving there. And then they show footage, like seeing Achan going over the years. It's like it hurts so much.
Oh my god.
And then they end with Sakura no Hanabiratichi. That's the send-off song. That became the send-off song, I think. After that, it's still done, but it's more like that song has so impactful meaning. And then this is weird to me. Then alright, we have to send the fans off with a good check. Here's Gingham check, Socho Tachio, first rapid and heavy rotation, and I'm like, why would you do it on the end?
Why would you do it? Yeah, why would you do it like this? If the part after Sakura and Nabiratachi was cut off, it would have been perfect.
It would have been. I think they were just trying to send it off in a happy way. They did that when Maeda announced her graduation at Saitama. Then they started singing. What was it, Shoujo Tachio? Yeah. And like they couldn't even sing. 90% of them were like trying to hold Maeda, and they were all just, everybody was just a mess. Like I get you want you know you want to give a concert, you want everyone to leave happy, but you're right. If they would have just let Maeda go off in her crazy little like cart there, and that would have been it, I don't think that would have been a bad thing either. You know what I mean? Like we get it, you know. And Sakura no Hanabere Tachi, you know, that's a send-off song. You know, it's a graduation song. It's done. Let it go. But they, you know, they did their best at the end there. It was whatever. Like then it became Yuko's time. You know, look. Ironically, what was the first song they did? Gingham Check. Yeah. You know, it's like hello, it's Yuko time. Yeah, and so like, now,
all right, she's out. Here we go.
And the 2 songs out of the encore were Yuko. So it's like, you know, I thought that was very interesting because they already like trying to show us a little glimpse of what was to come. But it's kind of at the same time you're pushing it in too fast. Let me settle with the fact that Aichan just left.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh my god, like AKB's face literally is gone. Like facelift time.
It's a beautiful concert. I can watch every time. Or just seeing it now for the review. It's fun to see old members or new members how they look when they first started. And again, what you said, Derek, this was definitely a chapter closing. Their golden era. They went into a different, complete era. The now side. Now they'll never reach that height. Then they were there. 2012, when Maeda left, that was the highest point, and it's they're still, you know, famous. They're still doing stuff. They're still big, but never on that level. It's even though the Sosenkyo has more votes now, you think there are more fans, but it's different. It's yeah, you can never recreate that moment ever again, and never go higher again.
Yeah.
Just it's like we're now seeing with Kea going that high, and I think Kea can set an example. If Hirate Yurina says it's like I'm gonna graduate, you'll maybe have that same impact again. Like,
well, there's a lot of people thinking when Nogi plays the dome, Shirashima is gonna say it.
Exactly. That's another one.
That's gonna be their Ata moment.
Yep.
You know,
it's too late though. I think Shirashima already should have announced it in between.
She might have missed her window, but I think overall, again, everything now at best is a replica of this moment, and I think, you know, the new AKB when Takamina left was yet another chapter closed, but I think where it does make us ask the question, where's AKB going? Because you have the golden era, it's already gone. I still think they got a lot more gas left in the tank, plenty, but it's really about finding the identity. They now live in the era of social media that's 10 times what it was in 2012. And you can really be something fast, but that's the problem. It also dies fast because there's too much information coming to us all at once. It gets processed and we just throw it out. Next week, we're looking for something new. They need to find something substantial and lasting. And that's going to be the real challenge of AKB going forward when you don't have members like Achan, you know, who people were like religiously devoted to that girl, religiously. And I'm not saying AKB doesn't have members that still have that same, they inspire the same kind of devotion. There are some, but I think, you know, Mayu leaving, that's another member that had inspired a lot of the original. I mean, she was part of the original, you know, Kami 7 or what have you. So she's gone. And all we have left is pretty much like Michan, you know, and she had the scandal tarnish her name forever, unfortunately. So now you have Sashi, I guess, but she's not, and you, Karen, but we know these are big icons that now we're almost like, well, okay, we know they're going to leave. Who's next? Who's next? We have that mentality. What is it going to be for them? And we still do not have the next Atan. We don't.
Nope.
Maybe the reason why is because there never will be one. How can you replace somebody like that? So maybe what we need is like a Techi type who's coming at it from a whole different angle. And that because it's so creatively different, maybe we can go that route. But AKB has not found it. I think that's what they need to focus on more than anything. They need a leader. Do they have one? That's the question.
All right. This was this was actually awesome. Very fun to do. Thanks for the people from the comms saying this. Let us know what you think about this. As for next week, well, we mentioned it during the show. What about the first documentary?
When you say first, which one? To be continued, or are you talking about the show must go on?
The first one is to be continued is short, right? I think
it's not that great. Let's do the show must go on because that is ridiculously good. It's my favorite documentary. It's so powerful. Like we should do that.
Is that a good follow up to Tokyo Dome, or was?
We're going backwards a little, talking about the tsunami and everything. But I would say.
Oh yeah.
It is going a little backwards. We could always do Time Has Come. Yuko's documentary is pretty powerful, but I'm all for the show must go on.
I think the show must go on. Let's do that one for
okay.
For next week. We'll do that one. Because I think I like these segments. You know, we have something to talk about, extra the part of the show. Yeah, okay. Let's go to recommendation. Well, we already did recommendation at the start of the show. I was saying.
Bingo. I would say AK Bingo with the Halloween costumes. So.
And the biggest one is next week, and that's technically next week after the show because it's Monday. It's the Watanabe Maya's graduation. Concert. It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna cry.
Oh boy.
I'd say we're done.
I would say, again, just to reiterate, go check out my blog. I do have a lot of this nostalgia stuff. I have quite a bit on my blog about all this, and I write a lot. So, but I definitely wrote a lot about this. The top 10 AKB concert DVDs. I also have mentioned numerous times the documentary, especially The Show Must Go On, because it's my favorite. But yeah, that would be my recommendation. Go check out my blog, as usual. I guess.
I do gotta say, go check out WeTried Subbing, because they are they did all the subs for the new Kei Kizaka songs that are coming out on the 5th single.
Okay.
Because Kei Kizaka had their AKB48 show. They did the Kei Kizaka 46 show, and the funny thing is though, no variety segments. It's 3 songs and an interview with Takahiro, and it's a good watch, I would say. So WeTried Subbing did the songs over there. You can watch those. Of course, the new songs are coming out. And on that note, yeah, no, that's it actually.
I think we're good.
You good?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Again, thank you everyone. Your comments, everything. Again, keep them coming. It's always fun. Give me something to do all week.
Exactly. With that though, thank you for watching this week's episode of 48 Talk. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.